That brutal heat that's been frying the Southwest is going to start pushing farther into the South. And we continue that conversation of some of these toasty temperatures. You look at the temperature departure going forward today and through the start of the week, and still about 200 million Americans are going to be experiencing above average temperatures. But today our focus is going to turn to more of the South. And already this morning, waking up to some pretty mild temperatures as areas across the South are waking up to temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Look at that, 72 currently in St. Louis. It's 67 in Little Rock, 65 in Houston. A closer look at some of the daily records that could be shattered today. I mentioned that there are more than 100 records that could be broken today, including some of the big cities across the South. So Dallas, a forecasted high of 94, in Little Rock, 89, and in Charlotte, North Carolina, 90 degrees. So this heat is really spreading from coast to coast. Another look at those forecasted high temperatures, and you get the idea, the expanse of this warm air mass that's going to be in place, with a large chunk of the South even stretching up into the Tennessee, Mississippi valleys, where temperatures are going to be pushing into the 80s, possibly reaching that 90-degree mark in Nashville and even Richmond in the upper 80s. Now, tomorrow, some spots across the northern portion of the Midwest and even into the Nashville area, that's where you're going to see a temperature drop. But we're really going to be holding on to the heat the farther you get across the South and also across the Southeast. I want to focus a little bit here on Little Rock. This, if we could touch 90 today, at one point we were forecasting it. Now it looks like we've dropped it down to 89. But to give you a perspective of how abnormal this is, if we were to reach 90 today, this would be the earliest 90-degree reading on record. The earliest one was March 24th, and that was set back all the way in 1929. The hottest March temperature ever recorded was 91. So this could be potentially coming close if we do reach 89, even 90 degrees for one of the hottest temperatures that has been on record for Little Rock. Let's travel down to Houston, and today temperatures are going to be in the 80s. The warmest March high so far is 86 degrees, and we're coming close to that yet again today at 85. For perspective, though, the average this time of year is 75 degrees, so we are still about 10 degrees above where we typically stand. And in Charlotte, let's travel there, and that's where we're going to end. You have a shot at 90 degrees today. Wow. Warmest March so far is 87 degrees, so like specific cities we've been talking about with this intense heat wave, you're likely going to break that March record that you already set. Michael?
Yeah, I love Charlotte, but my goodness, it is going to be shaking and baking. That is for sure. Hey, have you ever been to Las Vegas, right? There's so much to see, so much to do. Cirque du Soleil, by the way, is going to be performing at Treasure Island later on this evening, and they're performing their show called O, and that's, of course, where it's like a waterworks sort of show. You're going to be real jealous of those entertainers because they're going to be in the water and the temperatures outside are going to be in the 90s. You're going to think to yourself, should I jump in there with them? Please don't. But I'm telling you, it's going to be tempting. 90s today, tomorrow, and through this entire work week until next weekend. You might be thinking to yourself, well, it's Vegas, it's the desert. They're supposed to be at 73 degrees, not 93 degrees. So we're talking like 20, 25, 30 degrees above normal. That is why the heat is so significant. You take a hop, skip, and jump over to Utah into Salt Lake, and we should be at 57. That's what the thermometer should say in the middle of the afternoon. Not 83 degrees, right? So we are significantly warm. You think about all the ski resorts in the area that were maybe hoping to get a couple of last minute, late winter, early spring ski runs in. You're not doing that when temperatures are at 83 degrees in the Great Salt Lake towards some of the, I think it's the Wasatch Range out that way. High temperatures, one of the reasons why it's so warm is because of this big old bubble of no trouble is what we call it. High pressure induces a sinking motion in our atmosphere, so it kind of stomps out and squashes out the growth and development of clouds, but also compresses the atmosphere. So if you think about squeezing your hands together, if you're doing that right now, you can actually feel the heat right between your hands. That's compressional heating. That's exactly what's going on toward the Four Corners region. And it's one of the reasons why now through the end of the month, so the 31st of March, we're expecting temperatures way above normal and way above average from Vegas to LA, friends in Tucson, that's Melanie's old stomping grounds, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and even up toward the mile-high city of Denver, where we made it into the 90s yesterday. Incredible amounts of heat, right? We start off April, and you might be thinking to yourself, this must be an April Fool's joke, right? No, it's sure not. Late part of March into early April, we are going with very likely above temperatures, not just for the Great Salt Lake, but all the way up toward Boise, Idaho, beautiful Billings, Big Sky country up that way. Kansas City, the barbecue sauce and the barbecues just in general are fantastic, but it's going to be just as warm as that barbecue sauce when you step outside. OKC to Dallas, it is going to be a warm end to this month, warm start to the next month. And then when you put this all into perspective, we can take the heat, but when it's a dry heat, especially out west, this is when problems can really start to persist. We're expecting likely and very likely below average precip, meaning we're not expecting tons and tons of rain with this heat. So you have dry vegetation, you're not seeing a whole lot of rain, right? And you have extraordinary heat. The two of those combined, you add in just a little bit of wind, and you know where we're going with this, right? Wildfires could be a very real and present danger out west yet again. We've seen that in years past, and it looks like we may see that once again this year. If there's a little bit of good news, it's the fact that although we're still warm in Dallas toward Houston, Oklahoma City, and Kansas, it does come with a little bit more moisture.